Hey, everybody, welcome to our weekly show. We call it Three Broke Guys Handicapping. It's where we review one of the top racing cards from around the United States. We will select a four-race sequence from that track and attempt to come to a consensus on a pick four ticket. Thank you for joining us. This is week number 16 of the racing season. It's going to find us at the last stop along this year's trail to the Kentucky Derby. This is Oaklawn Park in Hot Springs, Arkansas. It is it is a stakes pack card. It's Arkansas Derby Day, and the late pick four starts in race number 8, and it's going to end in race number 11. It's all stakes in the pick four on Saturday. My name is Rich Sharp, and each week I'll be joined by my friends and racing analysts. First up from the East Coast, Ray Torado. He is joining us from his home in Staten Island, New York. It is one last chance to punch your ticket to the Derby, Ray.
Yeah, sure. It's getting really close. I think 30 some points get you in, but there's some horses running today who might, eclipse that. So, watch out for those bottom horses. Sorry, but you might get knocked out.
I agree. Up next, our West Coast handicapper, and he's coming in from his home in Temecula, California. Joe English, how are you doing this week?
I'm doing well, Rich. Just had a question I didn't see. Is there a guarantee on this all stakes pick four?
Yeah, I didn't actually see that either. I'm not
Okay.
aware if there's a guarantee in there.
Maybe we'll have
Doesn't
to take a
say.
look and see if there is one, and if so, we'll post it on social media.
Mm. All right. I didn't hit you guys with this one, but I figure it's an easy question for you guys. It's the second Saturday in April. Due to some difficulties last week, we were not on the air. So it's time to get down to business and find out who our handicappers like looking into the first weekend in May. Joe, you're going to get to go first. Who is your Derby horse? I was going to say who's your early Derby horse, but at this point in time, it's who's your late Derby horse with just a couple of weeks to go.
Yeah, no, I know. It's funny. I would really love to see Justify become the sports next star and maybe hopefully, maybe not eclipse what American Pharaoh did. But it's the 2-year-old Jinx has lasted 120 years for a reason. So I'm going to go last year, and will isn't necessarily breaking a jinx, but might do something that hasn't been done maybe more than twice, maybe 2 or 3 times. I'll take Good Magic at the moment. I just think Chad Brown's going to have the horse ready. I think he's only going to get better. Last time out was only a glimpse of what he can do. And I looked at the races, and all the distance races that day were won on the front end, except for Good Magic. He was the only one who really came from off the pace. Monomoy Girl, and there were a couple of other races earlier on the card that were run by the inside and by the speed horses, and Good Magic was the only one who could do something that the others didn't do. So I'm going to take Good Magic. I'm going to hope Chad's got him peaking on the first Saturday in May, and he delivers a performance as he did on Breeders' Cup Day.
Mr. Torado, over to you. Who is your, again, at this point in time, who is your late Derby horse? Who's your Derby horse with just a couple of weeks to go?
Yeah, temporarily based on some workouts and stuff. But I was looking at this horse as a 3-year-old has um this he's had potential. He ran well last year. Blew everybody out. Bolt to Oro. We remember him. He hasn't won in a while. But for some reason, after his monster performance last year, the Lost Out, right? Lost Out, yeah. And
No, well, he won.
no,
No,
Hollywood
the
Futurity.
no the
Uh,
Delmar Futurity
Delmont
was his
Futurity, yeah.
big win.
Big win. They had big hype against him, big guy with him, and he just let down a lot. And as a 3-year-old, what I see from him is that he has progressed slowly, but he seems to be getting better. Last time, I think they could have gotten um what's his name
Justify.
Joshua. Yeah, I think they could have gotten him, but I don't think Castellan went after him. He made a little move on far turn, and then they just called it a day. Save him for next time. They want to burn him out. So I'm on edge with him. Either he doesn't have it as a 3-year-old, or they're looking to pick him later on. But he's a good horse. Yeah, he's got a good turn of foot. So I'll go with him for now, but you can always change. I did like Vino Rosso in the wood. He ran well. He's been he's got long strides, and I like to see our Brooklyn boys with Polies win one. So
Hey,
those
they
two.
won last year.
Oh, win again. Come on.
What do you mean win one? You just
Huh?
won one.
Oh, he won this year. Mike Popoli, vitamin water. There you go.
So there you go. There's one vote
Uh,
there for Bolt Oro. I think you got one vote in there for Good Magic with an honorable mention to Justify. And if you're looking for me, it would be Audible over on the East Coast.
mm,
So, all right. Last week was, well, technically last week we skipped, and I missed one of our very favorite shows of the year. It was Pick Four Wars.
mm.
For those of you who enjoy it, and to Joe and to Ray, I apologize.
That's okay.
My car had a break in. I lost
Big
my
fan.
iPad last week, and I was not able to prepare for the broadcast. So, last time we were on, it was Gulfstream Park. It was Florida Derby Day. We did not hit the pick four that day either. Time for a brief weather update from Hot Springs, Arkansas. The forecast for Saturday calls for partly cloudy. The winds are at 61 degrees, winds at 10 to 15 miles an hour, 10% chance of rain. A total of 12 races, 4 stakes on tap for Saturday. For today, we are focused on the pick four. It begins in race number 8 and concludes in race number 11. Gentlemen, the gates are locked and loaded. The outriders are clear, and the starter is ready to pop the gate. It's pick four post time.
Do it.
Go, goggles are ready.
You got it. Yeah.
Race number 8, the approximate post time is 5:33 p.m. Eastern time. It's a mile and a 16th on the main track. Everything's on the main track. There's no turf track at Oaklawn Park. It is the Northern Spur Stakes. Purse is $150,000 for 3-year-olds only. 8 starters, and your morning line favorite starts from post number 1. Title Ready, trained by Steve Ausmussen and ridden by Ricardo Santana. 3-2 on the Oaklawn Park morning line. Okay, brought to the United States, Northern Spur won the 1995 Oak Tree Invitational Stakes and capped off the year with a win in the mile-and-a-half Breeders' Cup Turf. His best result at age 5 was a second-place finish in the 1996 Grade 1 Hollywood Turf Handicap. His performances in 1995 earned him the Eclipse Award for Outstanding Male Turf Horse. Let's see, Ray, it's a track with no turf course, named after a turf monster. Who do you like in the Northern Spur?
Can I rename this race?
Yeah.
The Arkansas Junior, the Arkansas Derby Junior Stakes.
Consolation.
Cancellation, yeah. To those who haven't gotten there yet. Um, it's an interesting race. Baffert chips in, of course. We got a horse there. Um, we the Aspiration got a few horses here. I'm gonna go with the Aspiration pair. I do like number 7. I'm gonna go with the longer of the two. Ego Trip. He's got a lot of upside. He just broke his maiden mile and 8th. Closing, earned a good figure at the track. So I think he's going to improve off of that. Just happened, a little over a month ago. So he looks like he's definitely improving out of the APND, Bernardini. So he should definitely like the trip. Um, 8-1, Louis Sires. Can't go wrong. Nice long shot there. Start to pick 4. Been working out evenly. Nice long gallops. 50 seconds a minute. So I think he's gonna do well. He's gonna improve off this other last race. Title ready. Well, he faced tougher. Ran in the Rebel, had the lead, tied a little bit, but looking tired too. Mag the Moon, Solomini, combatant. So he had excuses. They just passed him. Ricardo Santana knows the track. He's got the rail. He got a good draw. The rail, I like the rail for him. He'll stay on the inside, and he's gonna run well with the speed. Like we say for the back page, speed is about 61% for this meet, the EP types, and he'll be there. Number 6, High North. I'd like to include the Flan Giroux, Brad Cox. He hasn't done much in stakes competition. He did break his maiden last year in Keeneland. He's been like plodding along evenly. Couple bad trips. So I don't know. I noticed a lot of times at this track, the horses that have done nothing, like in a couple of stake races are going long, they seem to wake up here. So maybe it's one of my horses here that might wake up in this condition. They do put the blinkers on. So I'm looking for him to wake up here. At 7-2, I mean, obviously the morning line person thinks he has a shot. So I would expect it to be a little higher. But No, 7-2. I'll take that too. Um, so I'm gonna go 7-1-6. I'm not gonna include Ike with Baffert's horse, only because Baffert ships in, trying 2 turns. Track it. I mean, he ran last time at the track. But going 2 turns the first time for any horse is always questionable for me. And I just say, let him beat me if he can. So I'll take a stand on that. So I'll go 7-1-6, guys. Joe?
I don't disagree with you on the Baffert because the horse is going to take money just because it's Baffert. I'm not sure what the morning line on this horse is, but I can.
4-1.
Okay, I can pretty much bet that he's going to be second choice behind Title Ready. And unfortunately, I couldn't get past Title Ready in this spot. And Ray, you mentioned the fact that Ego Trip is the other Asmussen. But the fact is, I guess that Santana rides first call for Asmussen, and he had a choice between Ego Trip, who he rode last time out to the victory, and Title Ready, and he decided to go back to Title Ready, a horse that he broke his maiden with at Keeneland. His race in the Rebel was just better than I think anything that's been run by anybody else in this race. I mean, Ego Trip and Ike are going to have to prove it to me. And like I said, I would be against Ike only because he's going to take money because of Baffert, and he is trying something for the first time. The only thing I actually kind of wish Title Ready had drawn outside of Ike, because I have a feeling Ike's going to go to the lead. And I kind of think, just based on PPs, it to me looks like Title Ready would actually like to have the target as opposed to being the target. I think he just had to go from the rail last time. Otherwise, he would have risked gotten swallowed up. Maybe that's I don't know if Jose Ortiz decided to do that on his own, or if Steve Asmussen told him to go. I'm guessing this was Jose's decision. He's not here anyway. I think Jose is probably at Keeneland. But like I said, I just think Santana getting back aboard this horse. The horse is a homebred for Charles Fipke. And the other thing about Ego Trip, it's funny, I just noticed it. I was like, Ego Trip sold for $600,000 in Keeneland, but I was like, but he was bred by Godolphin, and generally Godolphin keeps their better horses to themselves. I don't think they would want to go out and sell a horse. Again, getting $600,000, there's nothing to sneeze at, and I'm not saying the horse can't win. Just thinking to me that Godolphin thinks a little bit less, and maybe I should too. Again, $600,000 purchase, I'm not going to sneeze at. But I'm going to take the chance that Ricardo Santana and Steve Asmussen know what they're doing. And I'm going to go with the chalk in the first leg. And I'm sorry, a lot of my picks are going to go that way today, unfortunately. So I would single Title Ready in the opener in the Northern Spur. And Rich, you kind of said it in the open. I kind of wonder why this race is named after Northern Spur when they run it on a race on a track that has no turf course, and his biggest win was at 1.5 miles. What I don't get the naming, but maybe somebody else in the internet or in social media can enlighten us as to why this track has a race named after Northern Spur. Anyway, Title Ready for me is a single in the opener of the late pick 4. Rich?
I don't think my palette got updated the way I thought it wanted to. For those of you who saw it the last time I had it on there, I have a little kings that are on here. So I chose not to split kings in the first leg, and I just used the 1 and the 7. I kind of went Ray's angle a little bit more. I kind of tried to lean a little bit more to the longer of the two prices here, the Steve Asmussen, Luis Saez. I know the negative jockey angle is my thing, for God's sakes. I thought there was a little bit, but the only reason I thought maybe to lean towards the closer out of the two was out of these two, there appears to be some speed in this race. So I didn't know if Title Ready might get softened up, that Ego Trip might be the way to lean. I certainly wasn't going to toss him. I have the 1 and the 7. If you can afford me, and Joe's right, I didn't think this sequence has got a whole lot to it. So if I need to in my individual one, I think I've actually got the 4, the 5, the 6, and the 7. I think I went 4 through 7. I like the speed of the 4 up here with Ramon Vasquez, the Sol Pise, Alan Milligan, and Ramon Vasquez. And this horse looks like he could have the best early pace figures in this race. And I was leaning towards the possibility of, again, handicapping the back page first. 62% of the time, those are the kind of horses that we're looking for here, and not want to leave Bob Baffert out of there. So, but I just, for the sake of our show, I just got the 1 and the 7. Excuse me. Let me come on back to you guys. Ta-da. And we will go ahead and move along. And we are going to be into race number 9. And race number 9 is 6 furlongs on the main track. It is the Count Fleet Sprint Handicap. This is the grade 3. Purse is $400,000 for 3-year-olds and upward. 6 starters, and your morning line favorite starts from post number 10. It's Whitmore, trained by Ron Moquette and ridden by Ricardo Santana, 7-5 on the Oaklawn Park morning line. In 1943, Count Fleet became the 6th American Triple Crown winner when he won the Belmont Stakes by a then record margin of 25 lengths. After an undefeated season, he was named the 1943 Horse of the Year and Champion 3-year-old. Also a champion at age 2, he is ranked as one of the greatest American racehorses of the 20th century. He was inducted into the National Museum of Racing Hall of Fame in 1961. All right, Joe, who do you like in the Count Fleet?
Unfortunately, Rich, this was a race I couldn't narrow who I like, but I can tell you what I like. Unfortunately, what I see is that there are 2 definitely confirmed front runners. The 2 Wings Locked Up and the 6 Smart Spree. The other horse, the one horse, Ivan Fallen Over Lot. I can't believe I actually got that right. At least I think I got it right. The 2 times that he's run from the rail, he's been close up to the lead early as well. So to me, I see 3, definitely 2, and possibly a 3rd early speed horse. And if that's the case, because I singled in this leg and I singled in a later leg, I'm just going to use the 3 closers. I'm using the 3 Win Time, the 4 Whitmore, and the 5 Wilbo. And what's funny is if you look at the Hot Springs last time out, that race was run under really, and I guess I didn't see the conditions. And I guess it had to do with horses that had won over a certain period of time, because Wilbo, who is obviously a lot less accomplished than Whitmore, was giving Whitmore 7 pounds, as well as Win Time getting 7 pounds. Those 2 horses both beat Wilbo, but now Whitmore is the high weight at 121, and if you believe in weight shifts, to me it matters a little bit. And I think that there's a little bit of a difference. I don't think there's that much difference between them, so I think the weight might matter just a little bit. And again, I'm playing against the fact that I just think there are going to be 3 horses ding-donging it early, and the other 3 are going to be at the back, and they're just going to bide their time. And I just hope 6 furlongs is long enough for one of them to get up, despite what the back page says. I don't want Whitmore to win, but because he's 7-5 and he's the shortest price. But you can't argue with his success. 8 starts at Oaklawn, all in the money, 5 wins. He's a millionaire. Wilbo's won over 400,000. Win Time, it looks like the up and comer who just missed beating Whitmore last time out at 8-1. So I can't discount him on his form. And again, 7 starts in his career, all first or second. And Marcelino Pedrosa gets back aboard. He won the last 3 times he's on this horse. So not that Ramon Vasquez did anything wrong, but the fact that he gets back aboard, helps me decide, hey, this is a horse I need to include. Again, to me, it's more like I'm playing against the fact that there are going to be horses ding-donging it up front, and I'm playing the 3 closers. And again, because I went narrow in other spots, I can go deeper in this spot. And honestly, on my own ticket, I might even be persuaded to just take everybody and take the guessing out of it, because it's only a 6-horse field. But I went 3, 4, 5 in the Count Fleet. So, Ray, give us what you got.
Yeah, that's a good analogy, Joe. I like that. The 3 in the back. I decided just to go 2 deep here. I went with Whitmore. He's very accomplished at this track. He's the last race. I mean, he's actually was on, second, very close to the lead. So he ran.
Mm-hmm.
He actually showed more speed than before. So maybe from the freshening, he was a little primed up there. But he's gonna be somewhat very closer than what you think. So he's gonna have a good trip, and he'll probably follow those horses too. So 7-5, he's a true sprinter. Great stakes. He won some good, get some black tap there. So he's definitely be on my ticket. Smart Spree, a lot of ones there. And this horse is gonna be on the front, and he might outlast all of them. It might be a matchup between those two, Whitmore and Smart Spree down the stretch. We'll see. Hopefully, I like to take a few more horses here, but I wasn't few went deep in the other legs, so I gotta take a stand here. Unless I hit something early and have some good money, but I'll go with 4-6 for now. I would like to include also in my ticket win time. That horse is definitely improving. He's won like four in a row. Um, wait, no, I'm sorry, he won three in a row and the second by neck at Hot Springs. So he's a good horse. But for me, I'll go 4-6. You know, Rich.
I've got the exact same picks as Ray. I've got the 4 and the 6, unfortunately, for you folks. So you see me do this before as well. I'm going one from the front and one from the back. I'll start with front from the back first. Ron Moquette and Ricardo Santana. Yeah, 40% together, the two of them hit. So that's kind of a top combination here. That's probably better than Asmussen and Ricardo Santana hit together. He is one of the better sprinters in the country as far as that late running sprinter. And the good thing about him is he's not like a real deep late. He doesn't drop 10 lengths, 12 lengths off the lead and come from that far back, as you see there in that last race, just a few lengths off. So I did think that Whitmore was probably the best angle to go with here. I didn't want to single him again, just because Joe, you referenced it. Looking at the back page here. This is a 65%, need the lead type early angle. So I did choose one of the speed types, thinking that maybe one of them has a chance to go ahead and do it. Figure why not pick the one that's won 4 in a row, stepping up. Has got the 3 broke guys angle, has got Ramon Vasquez, and might be the only combination with Norman McKnight and Ramon Vasquez that's got a better percentage than Ricardo Santana and Ron Moquette. These two hit 50% together on a small sample size. But the horse is 3 for 3 at this track, is 5 for 7 at this distance. So again, you've got the two, so to speak, Oaklawn Park win machines are on Ray and I's ticket. So you've got 4-6 for me, you've got 4-6 for Ray, and Joe, I believe you've got 3-4-5.
In no particular order.
In no particular order.
In no particular order.
No preference whatsoever. All right, here we go.
Relay race.
Come on back.
Anyone counts.
Alrighty, and we are moving along here to race number 10, and this is going 1 mile and an eighth. Again, once again on the main track. It's the Oaklawn Handicap, a grade 2. The purse is $750,000. 4-year-olds and upward, 11 starters, and your morning line favorite at 9-5 is in post number 10. Accelerate, trained by John Sadler and ridden by Victor Espinoza. I see Best Pal here among the winners. I see Cigar, Magdaglio D'Oro, and Will Take Charge. These are all previous winners of this race. Ray, you are up first on the Oaklawn Handicap. Are we going to see anybody like that in this year's edition?
Well, Accelerate's accomplished. He beat a horse called Arrogant, I think. Yeah. This is a good grade 2 race. Going mile and eighth. One of those classic distances to get ready for the older handicap horses for this year. Which probably leads to the Breeders' Cup. I'm gonna go with the horse. The last race he hit the track and he ran well. Probably the prep for this race, the Essex, number 7, hedge fund. Who's that guy? Pletcher.
That's how you pronounce it.
Yeah, Pletcher. He comes in from anywhere. He just get on the plane. These guys don't plane. Florent Giroux, he lost to Ortiz, but he picked up one of the local jockeys there. Florent Giroux, can't complain with that. They hit well together. He was a decent 3-year-old last year. He was stakes place, the Illinois Derby, and the Sabat he ran pretty well. Actually, he ran fourth, but he might be growing now as a 4-year-old. His figures are getting faster, he's getting better, and he's probably ready to tackle these horses now. The 4s, the 5s in the handicap division. So I'm gonna go with him for repeat at the track. He seems to like the track, so he might have a little advantage there. He got some speed. He'll be close to a pace. In this race, for the back page, we got 60% EP types win. So 3 out of 5. That's not too bad. So I go hedge fund 4-1. Can't knock accelerate when he's done. He's coming in for the West Coast, and he ran a big race in a big cap. I think we had him that day, and he's done some good races. He ran this in California, Santa Anita, so he's gonna be he'll be there. He's gonna be he's raced 3 in a row, and he's getting better as a 5-year-old. So he's 2 for 2 undefeated this year. So he's gonna get a race, but 9-5. He'll probably be bet down a little bit, 6-5, 7-5. So he'll be on the ticket. I'm hoping he doesn't win because the pick four, always pay high with the best horses, the more priced horses. I want to say. So, but he'll be my ticket. I do like number 4, Untrapped. Take a shot with him at 10-1. There's your boys, Asmussen and Carl Santana. This is one of those horses that I just believe he's been, plodding along in the handicap races. He ran some, he won the Ohio Derby last year. And as a 4-year-old, he ran a few times here at Oaklawn, and he hasn't gotten the best trips. He ran against the local horses like Santier, Hawkstone, Hedgeford again, the last time in Essex. He come in second. So horses coming second to Essex, to a Hedgeford, I got to include, he's going to be 10-1. This might be his day to shine, to get that grade 2 win. So he hasn't won Oaklawn, so this might be the day for him. To maybe Asmussen this guy I'm ready to crank up for this day. I'll take 10-1 on him. So those would be my 3 horses: the 7, 10, and the 4. And we'll move on. Joe, what do you think about the Oaklawn handicap?
As far as the top pick, I'm with you, Ray. Just based on that last race, that race was faster than normal, and he was, battling, through the first call, second call, and he was actually behind by a head, and he came from behind to win in a race where he could just as easily have folded. So I really do like the way that race unfolded for him. The only thing I'm concerned about is that to me, there is some other speed, and the horse that I'm really concerned most about is the 11, City of Light. The horse is coming in from California, who's been running in sprints. He's going to be running 2 furlongs further than he's ever run before. I don't necessarily like him on the win end just because of that reason, but he's a 2-time grade 1 winner sprinting. So I can't see this horse being 5 or 6 lengths off the pace. I'm thinking he's going to go. And the question is, can he soften up Hedge Fund at all and set it up for the closers? I still happen to like Hedge Fund only because I'm just not sure how long City of Light wants to go. She's out of Quality Road, but the hair on the dam side, the hair was more a sprinter than anything else. So I'm not exactly sure what this horse is doing here. I guess we'll find out tomorrow if they were just putting him on the plane from California just to accelerate some company. I really don't know. So I think because of that, I have to lay, and I'm going to use Rich's words from earlier in the show, play 1 from the front, 1 from the back. Hawakam finished, won the Razorback last time out over this track, over the muddy track. And from my understanding, there was rain at Oaklawn today, or if it's not today, it was going to rain tonight. There was a 90% chance. So there will be some moisture in the track. Obviously, this horse benefited from it last time. If you look back to his race in the fairgrounds January last year, he also won on a muddy track. So maybe some moisture in the ground will help this horse. Also, the fact that he lost the Razorback last year to a pretty good horse named Gunrunner obviously shows me he's got some ability when they can get him right. He's 2 for 5 at the track, 2 seconds as well. And again, with the moisture in the track, if City of Light happens to soften up Hedge Fund, Hawakam may be the horse that's closing down the middle of the track to get up late. And he's 10-1 in the morning line, so I'm going to take that choice. I have to use Accelerate because I think he's it's funny because I'm not 100% sure he's so much better than these. He's probably better than these. again, he won the Santa Anita Handicap, won the San Pasquale two races back, beat Arrogant in the summer at Del Mar. And I'm going to assume that Sadler brought him here for a reason. The only thing I'm hesitant about is, if you remember last year in this very race, Midnight Storm was a huge favorite, who was coming in from California, who had, I don't know if I think he had just lost the Santa Anita Handicap to Shaman Ghost. But it was an excellent race where he was well clear of the third horse, and he laid an egg on this track too. So I'm gonna. I mean, he's 9-5. He's going to be on our ticket. That's not really a question. I'm just concerned about the wide draw, and again, I'm not sure if maybe he ran his best race last time out. 5.5 length win in the Santa Anita Handicap was impressive. Again, I trust Sadler. I would assume he's not coming just to fill a stall and just to be in the starting gate. I guess I just have memories of Inside Straight, who was also in this race, beating Midnight Storm in this race last year. So I can't accept 9-5 on a horse coming from California, sort of like Midnight Storm was last year. So I like Hedge Fund is my top pick. I like him on top. I'll use Hawakam and Accelerate in some particular order, but basically I would go 3 deep, 7, 5, and 10 in the Oaklawn Handicap. Rich?
I just used the 7 and the 10. I too like Hedge Fund as my top pick here. I appreciate that Jose Ortiz.
Uh-oh.
Have you guys got me? Uh-oh.
Yeah, no. I'm just saying, we're all on the same horse.
Okay. So, yeah. Hedge Fund looks like the horse to beat here. That SX handicap, that was impressive. Ray and I, we both had him that day on the pick fours that we hit that day. Yeah. He's come back off the shelf. He won his first race, won that stakes race there at the Essex Handicap. Looks like he's been pointed here. Yes, Jose Ortiz did ditch him to go to everybody's over at Keeneland right now, but he picks a pretty good replacement in Florent Giroux, and so I had the 7 as my top pick, and I just have the 10 as my only backup pick here. I thought Accelerate was the best horse in this race. John Sadler, Victor Espinoza. I just like the pace advantage the Hedge Fund's going to have over him. But I thought that I would have him on my ticket. So I just went 7, 10. And not sure what to make of City of Light being in here. Kind of agree with the angle that Joe was bringing up, which is here's a fantastic sprinter, a horse who's been winning grade ones like that, and is now,
Sure. 15-1, take a chance on him. Not those odds.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm on 7-10. Joe is on 7-5-10, and Ray is on 7-10-4.
He wins by 8.
Nothing surprises me in this game anymore.
Nothing.
If he wins by 8, that might surprise me a little, but
yeah.
I'm a little confused.
That's why they run them.
All right, last race. Here we go. The finale is race number 11. It is 1 1/8 on the main track. It is the Arkansas Derby, a grade 1. Purse is $1 million for 3-year-olds only. The winner of the Arkansas Derby will be awarded 100 points toward the 2018 Kentucky Derby. There's 40 points for second place. These are 20 for third and 10 for fourth. 9 starters, and your morning line favorite starts from post number 6. It's Magnum Moon, trained by Todd Pletcher, ridden by Luis Saez, 8-5 on the Oaklawn Park morning line. Joe, you are up first in the finale. You're getting the big race this week. Who do you like in the Arkansas Derby?
Sadly, it's the chalk, Rich. Maybe not sadly. Hopefully, he wins. I had a chance to watch the Rebel a couple of times. Basically, it's funny because I was actually I was watching it more to look at Title Ready than I was Magnum Moon. But the horse ran an interesting race in that Sporting Chance came up outside of him, and I think he kind of moved a little earlier than he wanted to. I wasn't sure he really wanted to be that close. As you can see, the first call, he's third by a half length. I think he's more likely to be 2.5 lengths back, like he was at Tampa, than he'll be a half length back tomorrow. I think they're going to try and rate him a little bit the fact that he drew outside Solomini, it means, he my guess is he's just going to track Solomini, and whenever Solomini moves, he's moving with him. Obviously, Luis Saez gets aboard. He's got a good connection with Pletcher, 33% over the last 27 starts. Pletcher's had an unbelievable spring, and I saw on social media that if he wins this race, he would be the first trainer to win the four major Derby preps at 9 furlongs with 4 different horses. He would have won the Louisiana Derby with Noble Indy, this race, Audible in the Florida Derby, and the Wood Memorial with Vino Rosso. They said Bobby Frankel had done it with 2 different horses, but not with 4. So obviously Pletcher's just had an amazing spring. He's going to send 4 to the gate in the Derby. Unless, God forbid, something happens to Magnum Moon, he's got enough points just off the Rebel win that he should make it into the field. And I don't see him finishing worse than 4th in this spot. So he'll get some more points. But again, I just think he's better than everybody in this field. And yes, I think he's better than Solomini. Sorry, Bob. And somehow I still think Solomini has a chance to go off favorite again, because Baffert has just killed that place for so long. I just think everybody knows the name. Obviously, Magnum Moon won the Rebel, so he's going to have a chance to go off favorite, but it's definitely going to be one of those two. And again, I think Magnum Moon just is the now horse, and Pletcher's barn is just ridiculously hot, even hotter than Baffert's at this moment. So I'm going to take Magnum Moon. I'm going to I think Saez and Pletcher are going to get to the Derby with horse number 4. And unless he's got a 5th horse, is he running anything in the Lexington? I don't know. Maybe he's got another chance to have another horse that can get to the gate in the Derby. I don't know, but my guess is he's got a pretty good hand. He's got 4 kings at least. So I think Magnum Moon is a signal here. So my pick for a ticket would be a $9, not even $9 for $1. Should be $4.50 investment for a 50-cent base. Magnum Moon as a single in the Arkansas Derby, right?
All right. Usually when I'm in that position with the light horses, I play a ticket 2 or 3 times. I go crazy.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
No doubt.
And maybe when good shots come on and you get a good payout. Yeah, I'm with you, Joe. Magnum Moon's done nothing wrong. He's 3 for 3. His figures are getting better. He won the Rebel very impressively. What can you say? He's getting better. He'll be in the starting gate, and he'll probably be probably I would say top 5 in the wagering at Louisville. If he blows out this field, he might be very close to third, second, third, fourth choice maybe, possibly. So he's definitely gonna be on the ticket here. He's gonna get a lot of play. Um, I don't know what to make of Solomini. I just mentioned him. He won't be on my he'll be on my 3rd choice. But you know what? Let me talk about my second horse. Quip number 8. He's been closing. He's a he's developing. He's the first race Tampa. It's his second race of the year, so you gotta give him a little time to. He won a big race, 19-1 Tampa Bay Derby. He just came by past Flame Away, and it was kind of an upset. Like everybody's like, "Wow, Quip," So um, he he could be getting better. He's gonna be a little short price here. He could be going in the right direction. He's got a good late pace at 109, which I've seen. I've been looking a lot at the late paces for these 3-year-olds as they go more in distance. So um, I've been relying on those late paces to handicap as they move more in the distance. It kind of helps me. And so he's definitely flowing Drew. Can't go wrong with him. So 9-2, he'll be my second choice. Soda Meaning my 3rd choice. I'm not really much on him on the win bet, but in case Baffert pulls he has some good horses running this race and blow out the fields at 9 furlongs. But I don't see this horse wants to go 9 furlongs at all. I just can't see it. Every time I watch him, we saw him at I bet him in the Breeders' Cup as a good 9-1 horse, and he just struggles finishing these races, and I just don't see him wanted to go more, but you gotta do it because this is triple crown trail. I think later on he's gonna be more of a miler, 7 furlongs miler horse. That's what I believe. I know he's out of curling. I think this horse just doesn't want to go that far. I could be wrong, but he'll be my third choice in case these other two horses don't run well, and he wins, and Baffert's happy. So, and I got one more horse, number 3, Tenfold, another Asmussen horse. Those Winchell thoroughbred owners, they always come up with something. This horse is broke maiden, absolute claiming, 9 winners of 1. So he's 2 for 2, done nothing wrong at the track. He likes the track, and he's one of those horses that likes the track, and he could just like the distance, out of curling on one of these. So his late paces have been pretty good. And Espinosa picks up the mount. That doesn't help. No, help. So Victor Beyond at 10 to 1. I like to have on my ticket in case he wins, and the pick 4 payout is really nice if we're alive. So I'll go with 6, 8, 5, and 3. I know it's easy to single Magnum Moon, but I've noticed a couple of years that there's some big upsets in the Arkansas Derby, so I'm just trying to cover myself, guys. 6, 8, 5, 3, guys. Rich?
Yeah, no, my top choice is by far Magnum Moon in this
Yeah.
position. We had him in the Rebel. Again, he was the closer that day for us in that pick 4 ticket. He's done nothing wrong. He's 3 for 3. He's got Luis Saez. That's one of the best riders in the country. Him and Pitcher hit 33% together. He would be one of my top picks for the Derby right now. Beside the out of those top maybe 3 or 4 choices, Magnum Moon would be right there with those. So he's my top choice. I would back it up with Baffert, only because that Rebel effort for him, that was a solid effort. He wasn't going to get to Magnum Moon, but that was the first off of a little bit more than a 3-month layoff for Baffert. So this is the second off the layoff angle for him. Again, trying to make sure that he's into the Derby. And so I would not leave out the Baffert off my ticket, in particular because I haven't had to use too many options in the other 2 races. It seems like it's been a chalky road so far. So I only went with the 6 as my top choice, and I've got the 5 on the top line as well. Joe, I believe, going just very thrifty tonight. He's just got a 6 on the top line there. And then Ray's actually got a kind of spread ticket there with a 6, 8, 5, 3.
I'll save my Keno machine for Derby Day.
There you go. All right.
I got 2 words for you. 10 deep. And you're not guaranteed. That's only half the field.
While Rich is pulling up the ticket, I'm looking at it this way. Let's see. Pletcher's got 4. Baffert, if Solomini runs well and Justify, is going to have 2. And then, of course, you got, let's see, Asmussen will probably have, 1 or 2. Romans will probably have 1 or 2. So if you just take 10, you got 10 deep, and you haven't even handicapped the race. And of course, you got Bolt Oro, so you got to put him in there. So that's 11.
Yeah, exactly.
Good luck.
All right. I will go ahead and bring up our group ticket so we can see what we're working on here. Sorry, that makes me dizzy. It does.
That's why I'm not looking at it.
Okay.
I'm watching the end of the Kings Knights game. At least right now, it's still 1-1.
All right.
Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't spoil that for anybody.
So in the opening leg, we got the 1 for sure, right? Ray, I think you've got the 7 as well.
Yeah.
And that'd be about it. You know what? I'm sorry. I'm doing this backwards. Goes to show you what happens when I haven't done the show in 2 weeks. 1-7 on the top line. Green. All right. In leg number 2, I see the 4. I see the 6. Let's see. 4, 6, 4, 6. And Joe, you got the 3.
Like I said,
actually, you're 3.
Mine are in no particular order. I don't really have a top choice in that race, to be honest with you. I'm just, like I said, I was betting more the style as opposed to the horse. So if he's not on the ticket, it wouldn't kill me.
I see the 4 and the 5 for the two of you as well. I'll put those in.
Sure. We can.
What was it, Justin?
Hey, kitty.
And then last. There we go.
I love the fact that during NHL playoff games, they're advertising for the Kentucky Derby.
Oh, no kidding. Oh, cool.
Mm-hmm. Well, it's NBC Sports Network since NBC does the Derby.
Yeah.
And it's 3 weeks from tomorrow.
Mm-hmm.
Well, this would actually only be a $16 one, so it actually violates one of our rules. That's 4 times 4 times 2 is 32. That's only $16.
Mm-hmm. Well, we can. Well, what about the 5 and like 6 and like 4?
Yeah, top choice.
There's 2. Both of you have the 5. That's not Pletcher. That's Baffert.
Oh yeah.
Baffert, yeah.
We already have Pletcher.
Yeah, Baffert Solomini.
Yeah,
and that's the 5.
So that's 32. Yeah,
that's 32.
Works for me.
All right.
I just hope we don't chalk out. But at least I guess if we chalk out, at least we don't lose.
Yeah.
Okay. 7, 3, 4, 5, 6, 4.
Joe, leg 1 between
Yes,
the
sir.
4 and the 7. Any horse you particularly like for second choice?
I'm sorry. You said the 4.
You get 4 through 7.
The
Right?
4 is. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm looking at.
4,
Oops,
5,
my
6.
bad. I was looking at the wrong race.
How about the 6? The 6 is the one that Ray likes right there. Yeah, the 6.
4, 5, 6.
Well, then put it in. It's who's the is that you with the blue, Rich?
On the blues.
On the bottom.
Okay, so you have both this. So you have both the 6.
So
Both of you have the 6.
It was
Yeah.
Rich's question, yeah. I'm sorry.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah. So you both have the 6.
48. All right.
Oh.
All right.
Change that. Okay.
That'll be a second choice, Rich? Or,
Let's see. I had 1-7 were my top 2. So those are my top 2, and then I've got 4 through. If you look at my ticket, I only went 2 deep in the last 3 legs. I went 4, 6, 7, 10, 5, 6.
Right.
So I can go 5 deep in the first race, and it's still only going to cost me $20 for my whole ticket.
Okay.
Which is, I think, probably the way I'm going to play it. But actually, it's probably the way the Ray's going to play it for me, since I'm on the way to Vegas and I won't be able to play it on my phone this weekend or this week.
So play it tomorrow morning. You'll be able to get it in before you leave, right?
Yeah. All right.
Or you can get it. Well, no, it depends on when you get there. But
yeah, have you got this? Yeah, have you got?
I got the number. I got it.
All right, so leave that.
All good.
And I will go ahead and come on back to you guys, and we will wrap this one up. All right. For those of you watching, if you enjoyed the show, we're going to be back next week because, well, that's what the Three Broke Guys do. We're going to take a look at another exciting card. I can tell you we are actually not on the Derby Trail. For the first time in like 2 months, we are not on the Derby Trail. I can't tell you exactly where we are because I haven't looked at the schedule for next week, but we'll get on that for you next week on the social media. Yeah. All right, gentlemen. That's all the time we have for tonight. It's always a pleasure to handicap with the two of you.
Yes, always a pleasure.
Yes, and by the way, just to let our audience know, somebody else, the last one of us will be joining the 5-0 Club this weekend. So happy birthday, sir.
Oh, thank you, Joe.
Oh, happy birthday.
Yeah, thank you. For Joe English and Ray Torado, I'm Rich Sharp. Thank you for watching Three Broke Guys Handicapping. Good luck and good night.
Good night.